So, in the farewell address by George Washington, he talked about the dangers of parties and how we shouldn't be handling other nations, other countries' affairs until we have handled our own. And I find it so ironic, right? Like, I don't have to even give the exact quote, but I feel like if I talk to a historian of U.S., history, I feel like they would know what I'm talking about. They'd be like, oh, you're talking about this, right? Because it's like one of the most famous things that he talks about. And it actually has to do with our current day. It's funny how a lot of these, um, you know, big figures of history, excuse me, like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these guys, they said something that would be like the opposite of what happened. And it's crazy, right? Like they'll warn you, they'll say something that's like very, very simple and it makes sense. And then when you see it happening, it's kind of crazy because it's like, man, you would think people back then are very stupid, but he had a very open mind. He probably thought about this very hard before writing it down. He really thought about it. He probably spent some time before writing it. And talking about let me see. It's even more interesting, right? That Washington also had beliefs in God as well. I find this also very interesting. He believed that this was very important. That this will give us goodness, right? And devotion, and not just to the government, right? But I also find that interesting as well, right? Because we uphold the religious part of what he says to this day. If you notice, all the presidents that we have had, they've all been Christian. And I think it's one of the reasons why you'll never see like an Indian, you'll probably never see anyone who isn't a Christian ever be president. So it's almost like a group of like, you got to be Christian, you got to be this old, and you got to conform to whatever ideas they say. Right? So I find that very interesting. It's very controlled thought, which I would say is bad.